What's the question you're investigating today?
What are the parts of the brain, and how do they function together to create the way your body works?
What are you finding? What you're looking for?
Mostly, what I've got here is the cerebral cortex, which is the part that's associated with most of like the thinking, and not just like smelling or breathing and that stuff. It's not exactly, I mean, that's thinking, but it is subconscious. This is associated with more of the conscious thinking, especially the frontal lobe, which does like the reasoning and like the talking and the high thinking, the emotions and such. And then this is the occipital lobe, which is, it actually, even though it's at the back of your brain, it's connected by nerves to your eyes, so it does most of the seeing. Pretty much, it processes the images that your eyes get, because originally they're upside down. This is the temporal lobe down here, which it does memory kind of thing, and it's kind of an all-around. It can also do some speech. There's not much of like a division between the lobes. They just do slightly different things. So actually, it would be more accurate if it was kind of faded between them, because there's not like a line that says no speech happens beyond this line or something like that. I mean, there might be creases that they use to define it, but they can still, it's not just off in the place. It really depends on the person. And then yeah, that's the cerebrum, cerebral cortex, which is this at the outside of the brain. This big, like, looks like kind of worms-ish. And then this place is called the cerebrum. And what I'm trying to find out now is what the like, see, there's a better image down here. The cerebellum here. I am still trying. That's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm trying to find out what the cerebellum does.
Well, how are you documenting your learning?
This doc.
What is that?
It's called Brain Notes. It's my notes.
Yeah. And it's Google.
Yeah, it's a Google Doc. I shared with Chris, as you can see.
Cool.
And
Chris Nash.
Chris Nash, yeah. And I've got this weird thing, like...
What's the question you're exploring right now?
Right now, I am exploring why is marijuana bad. And I'm putting bullet points here, so when I present, I can go on, these can help me remember what I'm talking about.
How are you saving that stuff? What form
I put
is
it on docs, and then when you go on my Google form on here, I have a URL of the website that I used to get all this information.
Good. How many sources have you found now?
2. There's one website that I used, and the website that I actually used the most is on BOT. And it has like a lot. It has like a list of all the things that happen to you.
Good. Carry on. Alex, what's the question you're working on right now?
How performance enhancing effect on the body.
And so what have you explored this week? Because we're now on Thursday. What have you found out? If you could summarize, what are the big things you learned this week about the topic?
It has basically one effect on the body that's good. It makes you like stronger, but it has a bunch of negative effects on the body, and you could take it in a bunch of different ways. You could inject yourself with it, and you could take a pill.
Do these drugs actually help you perform better as an athlete?
Yeah.
They do.
But
How are
they're
you?
illegal.
They're illegal. Why do you suppose they'd be illegal?
Because it gives you an unfair advantage over other people in competition.
Interesting. How are you documenting your learning? How are you keeping track of what you're learning?
And I do just that I do remember put it on the website, the Google Doc form that I did for the
What are we looking at here? Is that Google presentation?
Yeah. It's in my presentation.
It's great. Thank you. It's good. It's not be serious. What is the question you're exploring right now?
What? No, it's what causes diabetes type 2?
And how are you documenting your learning?
By the Google Doc that you made us.
This is, but that looks like Google presentation to me.
It is.
So you're creating a Google presentation as you're working.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Have you answered the question that you wanted to work on this week?
Yes.
And how will that question change next week? How would you like to change it?
I would like to research like what can happen to your body while you're having diabetes.
Girls, what are the questions you're exploring right now?
How you get heart disease.
Yeah.
How are you documenting your learning?
We are documenting by, it's our half bibliography, half documentary.
So we're like writing like we found like these like a couple of websites. I searched how you get heart disease on this Kids Health the website.
Are you creating a Google presentation as you go?
Yeah. Here it
Cool. And do you feel like you're going to finish the question you started with this week?
Yes.
And how will your question change next week? Have you thought about that?
Like not really.
Well,
Maybe
think about it
the heart body parts.
I already did that.
Oh, you did?
Like what can what are maybe like solutions to like how to
Get rid of heart disease.
like
So this week you focused on what is it?
Yeah.
heart disease.
And did you focus on this week how it affects the body?
We have to do that.
Maybe that
So
should
that-
be next week. Yeah, maybe.
So like causes and treatments, symptoms and treatments could be a place to go to. That's right.
Wait, what's our next week?
Why does that keep on happening?
Oh, you have to. Oh, wait. That's not me.
It's like the console.